Anyway,
Anyway, speaking of religion and writing and all these things are ever present in this movie.
it's
Just kidding.
it's always present in what we do. Um,
Yes.
as I was telling Stormy off mic before I got into a tangent about Chronicles of Narnia being a Jesus allegory and how it shouldn't be surprising, and you're not unique for figuring it out. Sorry, that sounded mean. I'm kidding to anyone who I know real IRL who's doing language in the wardrobe right now. Um, I'm in the early stages of a cold I'm fighting, so I'm very spacey and out of it and moving slow. But I have my coffee, so that should help.
Goofy feet.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome to Real Horror Show, a horror movie review podcast where we review horror movies from Netflix, Hulu, Shudder, and everything in between. I'm your host, Sam Odie.
And I'm your co-host, Stormy Skies.
Today we are talking about Strange Darling, which is a 2023 American thriller film written and directed by JT Mollner and starring Willa Fitzgerald, Kyle Gallner, Barbara Hershey, and Ed Begley Jr. Set in rural Oregon, the film focuses on a man and a woman who have a one-night stand that devolves into a cat and mouse game of murder. It is divided into 6 chapters in nonlinear order and is presented as a dramatization of the pinnacle of a serial killer's years-long murder spree in the Western United States.
Yeah.
This is how we like to break it down. We start with characters and acting, followed by story and writing. Lastly, we wrap things up with some fun production notes and such. And then we discuss the real horrors this movie addresses. Sometimes they're serious, and sometimes we like to have a bit of goofy fun. That being said, we are a horror movie podcast, so here is a general trigger warning. We talk about death, blood, guts, and other unsavory topics that might not be suitable for everyone, although we try to do so sensitively. Listeners' discretion is advised. Movies are then rated on a scale of what the fuck did I just watch, which means there are no redeeming qualities to be found. Meh, it's okay, and oh yeah, that fucked me up, which is what all horror should strive to be. So, let's get started. And full disclosure, I don't have any notes because I watched this at 10 o'clock last night while fighting a cold, so I was very
Oh,
tired. Um,
okay.
but no, I liked this movie. It took me a little while to warm up to it, but I like it. I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Yeah, it was like a really good movie. It was really, interesting and unique, but like same. It took me a second to like warm up to it. Just because I feel like we've been watching such good movies
Mhm.
that like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, fuck. I can't
Yeah,
help but compare them to
yeah.
the other ones. I'm like, this is not as good as the other ones, but it's still good and it's still really cool.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
maybe we need a palate cleanser bad movie.
yeah. Yeah, like a silly one.
Yeah.
Or so,
Uh,
yeah.
this is a production note off the bat. I thought this movie looked
Yeah.
very beautiful. It was very vibrant. It was shot on 35 millimeter film, and it was just I liked the vibrant colors. It felt kind of 80s inspired almost with the
Yeah.
color palette and the color grading. In a time where so many movies are washed out, it's nice to see a
Mm.
film embrace color, and especially a horror film at
Yeah.
that. And I think we
Mm.
saw the same thing with The Substance, where
Oh yeah.
weirdly enough, horror is embracing color into its palettes, but you have things like Wicked, which
Yeah.
I don't want to hark on the washed outness of Wicked because I feel like that's overplayed and it really isn't that bad. I like the pastel color palettes.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you compare it to like a vibrant movie like this, it is very washed out and,
Dude, yeah.
I will say I wish the ending had been with it being nonlinear and the reveals we get, I wish in the final chapter it had ended with her using their safe word and all of what we watched was just foreplay because I
Ooh.
did like their chemistry and I think they would have been good together and they would have been a really hot serial killer couple.
I know, right? Well, I don't think the guy kills since he's a cop.
You don't think so?
No, I just think he's a cop.
Oh,
I just think he didn't kill anybody except for, well, who did he kill?
you're right. I think in the context of
Nobody.
this movie, he didn't kill anyone. I think we're led to believe that he's the serial killer, but it's
It's
her
her,
that's the
which is
serial
wild.
killer.
I thought it was him. I mean, he was
Yeah.
trying to get her because he was like pissed.
Okay,
Um,
I was thinking that he was also a serial killer and they would be a hot serial killer couple.
they would be like a hot couple if she wasn't like a serial killer,
Yeah.
but she like would, I don't know. But it's so funny that you say like how everything was foreplay because in that's what I thought like the whole chase down in the car was after I found
Mhm.
out that she liked that. I was like, oh shit, what if she like wants to take it further and like have him pretend to like chase after her to try to kill her because that's what she wants.
Yeah.
Did you think that at all? Because I kind of thought that
I
for a
did
sec,
too. I did like that's how
right?
I wanted it to go. And
I
who knows,
know.
maybe I'll write it myself because I am
Dude,
a
you
playwright.
should.
So,
Yes.
maybe I'll
That would
do it
be,
myself. I'm trying to find new things to write.
dude, I know, right? Well, that would be sick because I thought that is what it was. And if it was that, I'd be like, oh shit, that was wild. And like even with how she like there's a point in the movie where she's like in the house of like two like an older couple in like the woods
Mhm.
and she stabs that man.
Yeah.
I thought that was part of it too because I thought that she was like playing into the fantasy so much that she was like, I'm just gonna kill this guy because he wants to call the
Hmm.
cops and the cops can't be involved because it's just a fantasy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then I was like, oh,
Yeah, that's
she's the
kind
bad
of
guy.
what I was thinking is like, oh, if the cops get involved, that ruins the foreplay.
I know, because
Um,
she would go to jail. But no, she was the bad guy. It
yeah,
was
yeah.
her that was the serial
Yeah,
killer. I thought
once
it
I
was.
got into this movie, I did really like it.
Yeah, me
It's a
too.
very slow burn at the beginning, but I'd say like maybe
Yeah.
40 minutes in, it really kind of clicks.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
they have great chemistry. So when they're on screen together, that's the strength of this movie. Even with the cat and mouse stuff, like their chemistry is so good. I hope they do another movie together.
I know, yeah, I really love them together. But I have a question. So there is in the description of the movie, it says that they have a one night stand. Would you call this a one night stand? Because they do not, in fact, have sex at all.
I would say it's a planned one
A
night stand,
plan. Yeah, yeah, true.
but
Didn't do it.
even then, I mean, yeah, they never did it. There was never any sex, just a lot of heavy petting and making out
Yeah.
and teasing. And she looks gorgeous in a red wig. I was disappointed to find out it was just a wig, and
It's just
she's
a wig. And she just has the
because
same hair, but
she looks
blonde.
great with that haircut and that
I
coloring.
know. I know. It's really nice.
It makes me wish that I had the balls and the money to dye my hair that color, but I've never dyed my hair, so I'm very scared to make that commitment.
Yeah, yeah. And I know you haven't seen me, but like I over the summer I've had my hair bleached and dyed a couple different colors.
Hmm.
Not the whole head, but like part of it. And then I've had like purple and then I've had like rose gold. And like it's not worth it because unfortunately, like no matter where you go to get your hair dyed, it'll rinse out in like a
Hmm.
matter of a couple weeks, dude. So it's like only that cool color for like 2 weeks
Yeah.
and then it will rinse out no matter what you do.
Like I
So
always really wanted to
it's
go
not worth it.
teal.
It's not worth it, dude. It's not because
Yeah.
like the one part of my hair that is bleached, it's like fucked up now because it's so dry. It's never revived
Hmm.
from being bleached. So unfortunately, I'm just like growing out the bleached part. So I
Yeah.
would say a wig might be a better option for the blue.
Yeah.
You want teal.
I'd like to get into wigs. I've always
Okay.
wanted to get into wigs.
Yeah, that would be good.
Um,
We should do that.
yeah. But yeah, they have really great chemistry
I
and
know. I love Cal Gallner. He looks so good in this movie.
mhm. And the old couple, they're really the only other well, there's a couple of characters in this movie. The old couple,
Yeah.
they're just living retired bliss. Um, like
Yeah, they are.
couple goals, enjoying a very like wild out there breakfast that
I know. What the fuck was that?
it was like pancakes, bacon, and eggs with jam and whipped cream. I don't know. It looked good. Like that, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
you
did
can't
look
go wrong with
good.
breakfast food.
No, you can't.
You
It
just,
looked good up until they did like the entire can of jelly and
yeah,
then syrup. And I was like, all right, then that's fine. And then wait, no, it did whipped cream too. So I was like, okay, okay. I love breakfast. Maybe I could handle that.
yeah. Like
It was funny.
if it's your brunch, like if it's your breakfast
Yeah,
and lunch. because that would fill me up for like 5 hours.
We're damn sure.
Uh, so they're living in retired bliss, and
Yeah,
they're very cute together.
they
They're
are.
playing some sort of competitive puzzling game, which
Yeah.
I know there's I watch competitive puzzlers on YouTube. It's very soothing. And I know like during Worlds when they're not actively competing, they'll go like do puzzle chess. And I that's probably what the old couple was doing, where
Yeah.
you take turns putting in pieces and you tally up points. That might be a
Huh.
fun date night actually.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
And then the lady comes. I'm glad that these characters don't really have real names, so I didn't have to remember any names.
Yeah, yeah, just the girl and the boy.
Finally, a horror movie that speaks to me.
Yeah, the lady and the demon. That also makes you think it's him that's the bad
Yeah,
guy, but we
yeah,
find out it's not that reason.
yeah. Um, but the lady shows up and she's missing an ear, and no one knows why
Yeah.
just yet because nonlinear storytelling. I am a fan of nonlinear storytelling. I
Yeah.
think this movie did it very well.
Hmm.
Um, and she ruins their lives.
She just truly ruins their lives.
And then the other two, the three characters that show up at the end game, we have male police officer, the girl police officer, who's a real homie. Unfortunately, the male police officer was correct in this case that we did not know that lady was a victim, so we should treat her as a suspect because she just tore out a man's jugular with her teeth.
Yeah, it's a dude from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
If you
And
like
then
Breaking Bad.
the last woman at the end who just shows up, saves the day. Uh, in more ways than one. At first, she thinks she's just saving this poor woman who's covered in blood, but then shoots her, and then
Yeah. Yeah, she straight up shoots her like immediately.
well, in her defense, the lady did pull a gun out on her.
She did. Honestly, I feel like whenever you're in that situation and you pick up somebody off the road, you should just like be holding your gun. So
Yeah,
that's probably what she was doing.
yeah,
And then she was like, "Oh, yep, I knew it."
yeah. And I mean, I'm
Sweet.
at the point in my life where I'm not gonna pick up strangers on the side of the road anymore.
No, fuck that. No way. Anymore?
Well, so I'd say I've done it twice.
Okay,
Once in
okay,
college with Kelsey,
okay,
there was an adorable hitchhiker and he was around our age and
okay.
he was hitchhiking and he tipped his hat at our car and Kelsey was just so
So taken by him.
she was so taken by him that she just pulled over. He's so adorable. And I don't know if she intended to pick him up, but he took it as we were picking him
Oh,
up. I mean,
fuck.
why would you pull over to the side of the road?
Right.
And he
Yes.
got in the car with us.
Oh my
And
God.
he had a lot of really great stories. And he said, yeah, no, I mean, I've never been in like any dangerous situations. There are definitely guys who will like try and get sexual favors out of me, but I just point out their
Oh.
wedding ring and how their wife would feel about that.
Oh,
And
wow.
then he played the harmonica for us.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, the other time I gave a ride to a stranger was much more uncomfortable because I was leaving the library and she just came up and was like, "Can I get a ride to the BP station? I just need a ride to the BP station." And I was like
Oh.
trying to say no, but she was talking so fast and then she just like
Oh,
unlocked, she opened my car door and got
oh
it. It was like,
shit.
"Okay, I guess this is what I'm doing now."
All she wanted was the BP station, right? She got out, right?
Yeah, she did. She
Okay,
did.
good,
She
good.
did. And it was close enough to the library that she could have walked, but hey, why not? Uh,
It's like a video game.
yeah.
It's like just fucking walk. It's like, oh, can you help me? I'm lost. Just go cross the
Um,
street. Thank you.
so yeah, just fun little tidbits into who I am as a person.
Oh, that is funny. That's so funny.
But anyway, story wise, let's get into the events of the story. Thanks, Wikipedia, for having this in
Chapter. Yeah, chapter
linear.
order.
So anyway, the lady meets the demon and they go to a local motel to have sex, just a one night stand. Before they do this, she explains to him what she wants, that she wants a sadomasochistic role play and she wants him to be like really into it. And he's like, yeah, I can do all that. And I was so relieved when I found out that that's what the plan was because up until he started slapping her, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I like their vibes. If he wasn't deranged, they'd make a great couple.
I
And then
know.
cut back to her saying this is what she wants. So I was like, oh yeah, great.
Yes.
They make a great couple.
Right, yeah, like he was like, "You're gonna eat my foot," and I was like, "Oh my God, this is crazy." Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he like hit her, and I was like, "Oh
Yeah. But yeah, she asked for him to be completely committed, otherwise she wouldn't be able to get
no!"
turned on, and he was,
He
and
was. He
good
did a
for
great
them.
job.
Good for them finding each other.
He did such a good job off the bat.
Hmm.
And then like he stopped, but then she's like, "Yeah, I just want to take a break." But also she was being like a very confusing girly. She's
Yeah.
like, "Let's stop. Let's start. Let's stop. I'm mad at you. I'm not mad at you. Here's drugs." And I'm like, "What the fuck, girl?"
Yeah, so
So
she pulls out
confused.
cocaine, is like, let's do some cocaine. This stuff makes me super horny. And he's like,
He's like, "No."
okay, I'll do it. But really she's given him ketamine, which renders
Ketamine.
him very makes him very sedated.
I didn't know that made him you so sick, but I guess he
I
just
didn't either.
got
I've
sick.
personally never done cocaine or ketamine, so
Same. Yeah, how I don't know.
I'm pretty straight laced.
Yep, I would say so. I thought cocaine was more hardcore than the ketamine. Because don't people
I
do ketamine to like as a therapeutic thing?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
All right.
Should we get into ketamine?
No way. But like that's what I heard people going into a K-hole when they do like a hallucinogenic therapy to
Mm,
like uncover like really bad trauma. And so I just thought it was like more chill than the
yeah.
cocaine, which
I've
is
always wanted to try that shit, I can't remember what it's called, the tea, the hallucinogenic tea that
oh
really
like oh
fucks you up and you have to do it in like a safe
ayahuasca?
environment. Yes, ayahuasca.
Girl, don't do any drugs, first of
Uh,
all. Because if so, we have to cancel the podcast because we don't have
well, I
sex or
don't
do drugs, girl.
I I don't think ayahuasca's addictive and you have to do it like in a safe space
What if
with
you scare yourself?
that's true. I don't know. I just want to see what it's like, but also I don't. I like
No, yeah, no.
I like being in control of my mind.
I agree. And that, yes, that's where we're at. All right, cool. But
And
anyway,
after
Kyle gets
he's
fucking taken down with the
yes,
ketamine.
the demon gets taken down with the ketamine and the lady who is in fact a prolific serial killer herself.
Dude, yeah, the electric lady.
Yeah. She carves her initials of her moniker into his chest,
Ouch.
and then she goes through his stuff and realizes he's a police officer.
Oh, that,
She gets
sheesh.
ready to stab him to death, but he wakes up and grabs his pistol and shoots her ear off. She
Yes.
flees the motel, steals a car
Car and clothes because she's
in
like
clothes,
naked.
and we need to talk about this fucking nurse
Yeah.
because literally the worst person in the world, like nurse aside, worst person in the world. Like I'm questioning why she was in those scrubs because
Right.
like I have friends who are nurses who will say, "Yeah, I don't want to get involved with stuff. I would just keep walking because I'm not in the clock."
I
But
don't want to get involved.
when a situation actually arises, they do step up and make sure everything's okay.
Right,
Like
yeah.
I'm sure if they were in a hotel lobby and a woman comes in her underwear covered in blood without an ear, their reaction wouldn't be, "I want to leave. I don't want to get involved with this." Especially when all they were asked to do was call 911.
Right. Yeah, like geez. And she's like, I don't want to do that. And it's like, okay, bitch.
You're on the security camera. You're
Yeah.
involved, bitch.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, like you are here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, the lady steals her clothes and her car, and they're in a hot chase, a hot pursuit. Um, she crashes the vehicle, she runs into the woods, and this is where she finds the farmhouse with two eccentric hippie doomsday preppers, Frederick and Genevieve. They take her in, try to help her. Genevieve goes to get Percocet for the lady to help with the pain of her ear. Frederick tries to call the police, but the lady kills him and forces Genevieve outside. because she's like,
She put her
I don't
gloves
want to kill
away.
you. Just tell me where to put you, where it's comfortable,
Yeah.
and you won't be able to cause a disturbance. And the demon eventually arrives with his rifle. Uh, Genevieve seizes the opportunity to run into the woods while the lady retreats back into the farmhouse and hides in the deep freezer.
The deep freezer, yep.
The demon finds her, shoots her in the arm, handcuffs her to the chest, before calling his fellow sheriff and deputy. The lady tells the demon she had always hoped to die like Gary Gilmore and tearfully confesses during their earlier sexual encounter she had a fleeting moment of true love for him.
Yes.
And I
And she's
really
like,
look,
did you feel that way for me? And he's like, maybe.
yeah,
It's
and
so
I
maybe.
like the way she talked about how love doesn't always happen gradually. Sometimes it just hits you like a wave. I thought that was
Hmm.
very well written.
Yeah.
And then she sprays him with a can of bear spray,
Oh,
and
damn it.
there's a struggle, and she rips out his
So
jugular vein
sad.
with her teeth, and it's so sad because they would have made a great couple.
I know, but now he's dead. And I was like,
He's
God
dead.
damn it. He's dead.
And she steals his pistol. By the other sheriff and the deputy arrive, and she pulls down her pants to make it look like he attempted to assault her, and that's why she did what she did. And the deputy believes her, full stop, doesn't question it. Um,
The sheriff's like, hey, wait, you
hey,
don't know
wait.
what's going on.
So she's like, we need to take her ourselves because it's going to take an hour for medical to get up here. And he's like, okay, fine. And then they run into Genevieve, who's running to the road trying to escape. And she's like, she killed my husband. She's going to kill us. And then the lady shoots her in the head before she can say anything else.
Point blank. Yeah.
And then she tells the deputy, you fucking idiot. I'm the electric lady. Get out of the car.
Okay, she's the electric lady. What electric things has she even done?
I don't know. I want to know more about the way she kills people that have dubbed her the electric lady. Because she was just gonna stab the demon.
She
That's
had
not
a
very.
taser, but didn't even use it.
Oh, I we do hear her using the taser though. We don't see
Oh
it, but we
yeah,
hear the sound effect of her using it.
we do.
So I would have liked to see more of why she was dubbed the Electric Lady.
She didn't do electric things like electrocute you.
Yeah, her style of killing was very stabby rather
She should
than
just be the
zappy.
stab lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Um, So she kicks the deputy out of the car, and Pete drives further down the road. She has him stop, so she consider her next move. Pete asks her why she kills, and she says sometimes she doesn't see humans, just devils, and then she shoots him in the head. She stumbles down foot further down the road, and another woman driving the truck picks her up. Then lady draws her pistol. The driver returns fire, shooting the lady. The driver calls the police from her cell phone, explaining that she just shot a stranger in self-defense and she's going to bring her to the local hospital. As the driver continues down the road, the lady looks on, hesitant, on pulling out another gun she carries on the driver until she loses consciousness.
yes.
So that's the
Yes, yes.
story.
Yes.
Um, and it was a good story. I liked the dialogue. I liked her. I liked their chemistry. I wish
Yeah.
they became a hot serial killer couple, but what can you do?
What can you do? He could have fixed her.
They could have I don't think
Right.
they could have fixed each other. I think they could have made each other worse, and that's beautiful.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, because yeah, but he was such a gentleman.
He was. He
Like, yeah.
he respected her wishes of being slapped and
Yeah.
brutalized.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And she was like, "Don't stop even if I'm crying." And he was like, "Okay."
And if you can't fix each other, you can at least make each other worse.
Yeah.
And
For a time, but he wasn't getting any worse and she was like, "Ugh, I will just kill you." And so, yeah, she just killed him and he didn't even do like a killing blow on her
hmm
to be okay. I mean, like it's wild that he did shoot her ear off
uh-huh.
because he had that ankle holster because she was taking his shoes off, but she didn't get to the other foot with the gun. But
hmm
yeah, this movie did a really good job at making us think that dude, it was the guy that was the bad guy because of course we will just assume that it could be like a guy who's a serial killer. We're more used to that.
hmm
And he had the gun on his ankle, he had the rifle in the car, his name is the demon, you know what I mean? So like it's hard for us
Yeah.
to know what to do, but it was her because she's a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
Ugh. And everybody was a demon. She saw everyone as a demon because she's actually mentally ill.
hmm Um,
But yeah, she was
yeah.
excellent.
So any production you want to talk about? I talked about how it was filmed in 35 millimeter and how that was very pretty
I
and
think that's
nice to
cool.
look at.
It was. How come people don't do that anymore?
It's expensive.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's
Film is very expensive.
expensive. Okay. What do people usually do? Like something less than that or like
Digital.
larger, digital
Yeah.
film? Yeah, yes, you are right, girl.
Yeah.
So this is the real deal.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool. No, I thought that was excellent. I thought it looked great. I mean, like, hey, I didn't know what to expect from 35 because I don't know as much about like I just I
hmm
was like, how is this different from regular? I'm like, is this wor I thought it was like the grittier film that's a little cheaper and like worse quality to make it look cooler. But I was like, this looks
hmm
great. So
No, anything on film is going to be much more expensive because you're using a physical medium versus the
okay.
digital medium. So when you think about Oppenheimer, a 3 hour movie filming for IMAX on,
Was
I
that
think
35?
I think it was 35. Correct me if I'm
Damn.
wrong. I don't feel like looking it up. But the cans for
Okay.
that were
Oh.
massive.
Oh wow.
That's where the term cans comes from, is the cans of film.
Cans of film. And that is that also a black and white film or am I wrong about or is it partially
It
black and
has,
white?
it's partially black and
Okay.
white.
I gotta watch that,
Yeah.
dude. You
And it
saw
was,
that though, right?
yeah, I saw it in
Okay, okay, cool.
opening weekend. We did the whole Barbenheimer
Ooh.
thing.
Oh, that's right. All
Yeah.
right, cool, cool, cool.
Um, and it was a huge deal when Euphoria season 2 was filmed on film because Kodak brought back a very specific film type for them to use for such a shitty season of television.
Yep.
Production spanned 32 days and was shot on a budget of $4 to $10 million with some scenes shot in Mount Hood National Forest.
That's cool. Yeah, it was really beautiful looking and was super nice. And you know what was actually really nice looking was the Doomsday Prepper's home. My
hmm
God, so nice with those little plants
So
and
cozy.
little chickens. I know, very
I
cozy
mean,
with their
that's the goal right there.
that is the goal, dude.
Production faced significant challenges, shutting down 2 days into filming due to negative feedback from film executives who hated everything that they were sending them, were they weren't enjoying it at all, and they weren't sure if this is going to work. And
Damn.
they also wanted Willa Fitzgerald to be recast.
Oh man, why?
I don't know.
The fuck?
I thought she was
For
beautiful.
who? She's great.
She was great. She was beautiful.
God.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't even like know who else it could be. Ugh, whatever. No, she's great.
The nonlinear narrative was a major point of tension in the production of this film. Miramax apparently hired another editor to recut the film as a linear story.
Oh,
But Mollner said he would have his name removed from the film if it was released in sequence, and even went as far as to remove it during his own cut of the test screening. Tiffany Haddish, an acquaintance of Mollner, viewed an early cut of the film and argued that Miramax accept Mollner's version. See, I don't think I'm glad they fought for the nonlinear because I think without the nonlinear structure, this is a fairly run-of-the-mill
yeah.
cat and mouse thriller.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it wouldn't be as engaging if it was totally linear.
hmm Like we would
So
have found out within 20 minutes that she was a serial killer, so
right.
that tension is lost.
Yeah, yeah, it is totally, it would be completely. I really liked it. I'm glad it came to be.
hmm
Um, what else do I
I
have to
liked the
say?
use of music in this movie with Love Hurts
Oh
and
yeah, that reminded me of Halloween 2, Rob Zombie.
yeah. Oh, you know how I feel about that.
About what?
Rob
Rob
Zombie.
Zombie. Rob Zombie Halloween 2.
Yeah.
You love it. You love it.
No,
You hate
I
it.
hate it. Um, But yeah, Mollner was finally granted a test screening of his cut of the movie, and it got rave reviews. So executives agreed to let his cut be the final cut and apologized for the difficult production. And this is why we don't care for movie executives because they're
Yeah.
not artists.
No.
They
Yeah.
like to think they can do what we can do, but they can't because they're just mediocre, usually white men who want to strangle the voices of the artistes.
Yes, they just don't get
They
it.
don't fucking get it.
No.
And
Sure.
you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yes.
If you're listening, you know exactly who you are, and fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you in particular. What? Well, I'm
Uh,
looking at the reviews here. So, got a
Reviews.
pretty good
It's
review on Rotten
it's
Tomatoes.
got a 96 on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.1 on IMDb.
That's good. Yeah, we like that. There's like a random low one though. Where am I seeing that? Maybe it's the Google one.
Probably Google.
It's stupid.
Willa Fitzgerald's performance received widespread critical acclaim.
Nice. Yeah.
This is considered her breakout role. What else has Willa Fitzgerald been in?
She was in the Fall of the House of Usher TV show.
Was she
She
who?
was the sister
Oh shit, yeah, you're right. Okay,
who was like a
yeah.
total bitch, remember? She was
Yeah.
like so mean.
Why would you want to recast her? She's so good.
I know, right? Yeah, she was really good. Like the fuck. But yeah, that's where I know her from.
Okay,
But
yeah.
she's super young. She's 34 now.
hmm
She was in the Scream TV show. I didn't
I have
watch that.
never watched the Scream TV show.
Me neither. Let's just not. It's cool.
Okay.
There's no need. It's too late to do it.
Yeah, it's too late.
It's too late. It's too late.
Certainly can't do anything about that. It's
We
too late.
know, we already know everything that is going to happen or has happened in Scream. So, like,
hmm
there's nothing more that we can get watching the
Exactly.
television show.
Um, yeah, so let's let's do some realistic aspects. I feel myself fading fast.
Okay, yes, that's right. Sam is ill. So, guys,
Uh, your one night stand
what I
turning out
stand.
to be a
Uh,
murderer, that's pretty scary. That's very
dude,
realistic.
what if like the dude didn't like listen to your safe word?
You mean like Mr. McCamey Manor?
Yeah, like him. Is there like something going on with that? I feel like I heard recently there's like a new movie or
There
something.
was a really good series on
Right?
YouTube where these guys just fucked with him and exposed that whether or not McCamey's Manor used to have, I need to look back at that. I think that was a year ago now. Um,
Yeah.
where at one point in time, he probably did have all this shit that he claimed to have, but in recent years, he's lost everything because of lawsuits, and
Yeah.
there is no rat pit. They like pulled Google imagery of his property, and it's like, so where's the 10-mile pit of rats?
Oh my
Russ
God.
McCamey, and they went to do it, and they fucked with him, and
Nice.
he threatened to sue them, and they managed to, from a previous employee, I think they managed to get his hard drive with
What?
just all this damning evidence that he's just some weird fucking sadomasochist who doesn't respect safe words. And
Yeah, just like a freak.
yeah, we should watch that YouTube series and talk about it since we don't like Russ McCamey, because
No, we don't.
if you're gonna do extreme haunted houses, that's fine, but you've got to respect the safe word.
Yeah, you do because we don't want it to be like a real horror movie in
Yeah,
there, you
when you
guys.
stop respecting the safe word, it's no longer fun and games.
Not
You're an
fun.
actual criminal.
Yeah, yeah, and then you actually are like in danger. Like you're not like McCamey, but like the
Yeah,
people that go are like actually
yeah,
in danger and they don't know it. And so that's not good to
yeah.
do.
Oh, but he's a good guy because he only charges a bag of dog food to go to the local shelter. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. I don't give a
Get the
shit.
get the fuck out of here. Uh, anyway,
Permanently closed. I just Googled it.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, so your hot one night stand, not actually being a one night stand, they just keep, finding
Dude.
excuses not to bone. Like,
Oh yeah, that too would be like frustrating because he was being such a good dude about it though, because he
yeah.
was like, "Well, are we gonna have sex? Are we gonna?" And she's like, "What? Are we gonna? Are we gonna have sex?" It's like, dude, bitch, like you're making him think that you will. Damn. She's like, "You're so handsome. I'm just so turned on right now. Let's do." I'm just like, dude, like you're lucky he doesn't like get mad, and he was totally chill.
You're lucky he's not actually a serial killer,
Right.
probably.
Yeah, or like a mean guy, like a bad guy.
Hmm.
He was really about to leave and be like, you know what? If we're not gonna have sex, like I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
And she didn't let him.
Yeah. And then,
Ah.
ooh, a ton of snow is coming in February, but with a twist. I hope we get more snow. We work on the school calendar,
With
so
a
if they,
twist.
I'm just reading a YouTube video title. Uh,
What kind of twist is gonna be added to the snow,
I
dude?
don't know. And I don't
Jesus.
care if I get one
Okay.
extra like day off because school closes, I'll be happy.
Yeah, you're
Um,
about to have a wild snowfall soon.
anyway,
Dude, okay, so wait, are we talking about the 2017 documentary series film Haunters, The Art of the Scare,
no, it's
or Dark Tourist?
no,
2023
it's
Hulu
it's
documentary Monster Inside America's Most Dream Haunted House. That's
no,
really
it's a
creepy.
YouTube
YouTube. Oh yeah,
series.
YouTuber named Reckless Ben.
Yeah, Reckless Ben.
Okay, okay, here we go. Here's all the media. Okay, so as long as we watch everything about, so we've watched The Art of the Scare. We watched Dark Tour. I feel like we watched at
I
least those two.
you
I
did for
did.
the
Did
for
I
the
watch?
blog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Dark Tourist sounds familiar to me. So maybe I watched that. And then there's another Hulu one from 2023 called Monster Inside America's Most Extreme Haunted House.
Hmm.
That was right before the YouTuber Reckless Ben did
Yeah.
it. Okay, okay. We'll just look into
Yeah, we'll
that.
look into that. We've got stuff to do.
Uh-huh.
I guess enjoying your retirement and having it ruined by some crazy
Yeah.
bitch running up.
And like running up on you,
Yeah.
eating your breakfast, and then fucking stabbing you and beating you with your phone.
Yeah.
God damn it. But I don't condone gun ownership, but those people didn't have any weapons. They had bear spray.
Yeah, which I agree with her. That was very odd that they would not have weapons.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It is. Especially since they were talking about there being like Sasquatch living out in the woods.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so they didn't really have anything to like protect themselves with. And like, I don't know, what are you gonna do when this girl comes in? You don't know if she's gonna do shit. She's like 90 pounds soaking wet. So like she's a very
Hmm.
small girl. But she's the electric lady. So just having people disturb you when you're literally isolating yourself on purpose
Yeah.
sucks.
You're just
And
enjoying a nice puzzle morning, probably a nice Sunday morning
yeah,
with your
Sunday
boo,
morning, breakfast morning, and then puzzle, and then not a care in the world.
and
Yeah,
you're brought
like
into someone else's drama.
for real. And then like Kyle trying to get laid, but like not, and that sucks.
Hmm.
And he has to like discharge his weapon. He's like, oh, okay, here we go. And then he has to like relapse into drugs just to make her happy so he can
Yeah.
they can do a sex and they just don't. So that's disappointing.
And then you have the lady police
Oh,
officer who
yes.
is made a fool of because she chose to believe what she thought was a victim, but the victim was actually the
The
murderer.
murderer. And the guy was like, I knew it because he's been on the job longer. But like
Hmm.
that's this is this movie is really going into those like gray areas very well, where it's like, well, if it is a woman, should we believe that she's a victim, or like, can we believe that she is capable of this? You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
capable of what we usually see a man doing. And so it's really cool to have those blurred lines because, like, you should believe that, like, yeah, a woman can be a serial killer, and like, maybe not everything is what it seems. But for them, but yeah, so that's it's tough for someone who's coming to someone's aid. What do you
Yeah.
believe? So that happening, getting shot on the job, being a police officer and getting killed by the murderer, and that sucks. And then also being a hitchhiker or being someone who chooses to pick up a hitchhiker as well, but then having to like kill somebody. And you're just like, oh, damn, like I was on my way home. Now I got to
Yeah.
deal with this. you know? So
Terrible, terrible.
getting your ear blown off
Yeah.
totally sucks. Okay, that's
Uh,
everything with that, I think. That's
yeah,
like literally everything that happened.
I think it is. I'll give this an oh yeah, it fucked me up.
Wait, what about having someone steal your clothes and your car?
Oh, that would
Dude,
suck, but
oh
the
my
nurse kind of
God.
deserved it.
She did. She was so mean.
She was so mean. And I get being tired at the end of your shift, but when a woman runs in covered in blood and you're there, you're already involved and no one's asking you to run a physical on her just to
Yeah.
dial 911.
Right, for sure. And like even if someone was like, is there like a doctor in the house? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
shouldn't you aren't you supposed to like
The
step up
yeah,
as
there
per
is
your
some
like
like
training?
there
Yeah.
is something there's like some
Your Hippocratic oath.
it's something along those lines that they sign and have to do.
The
But yeah,
Hippocratic oath.
a Hippocratic oath is not revealing medical information to anyone out other than the patient.
Oh, the
Yeah,
HIPAA. You
yeah,
mean HIPAA?
HIPAA.
Well, I think HIPAA doesn't stand for Hippocratic oath.
I'm pretty sure it does.
It
I'm
does?
I'm pretty sure it does.
All right, wait. HIPAA compliant. Well, HIPAA compliance is HIP. Yeah. It stands for Health Insurance Probability and Accountability. But the Hippocratic Oath, when you sign it as a medical professional, means that you have the right to do no harm, which is spelled differently. So
I don't
unfortunately, that you're wrong.
I, fine, I will concede, but I think I'm right.
No, it's different. Yeah. You just have to uphold ethical medical standards and
And
like
that
protect
involves
people.
and that includes if a woman comes in without an ear and bleeding to death,
You gotta fix her.
you gotta fix her.
If she says, "Is there a doctor in the house?" Or she's like, "Do you have a bandage that will cover my head?" Didn't she like do that?
Probably. I
So
think so.
anyway, that's
Anyway, I give
everything that
this
happened.
it's a slow start, but ah yeah, it fucked me up.
It did fuck me up too because like I didn't know it was her. I
Yeah.
thought it was bro with the rifle.
It was well
Yeah.
executed.
Damn. Had me going there. Yeah. Well, oh yeah, that fucked me up too. And I rented it from Fandango movie rentals. You guys.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored, the Fandango. Okay. Really convenient to use
Hmm.
on my smart TV. It's just already there.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, in that case, Sam is ill, so she needs to rest. So we're
I
gonna
have a glass of emergency waiting for me in the living room.
yes, okay, excellent. We want her to go to that instead of the coffee. Well, the coffee is fine too.
Yeah.
So, anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to our episode. We are the Real Horror Show podcast. Our host is Sam Odie, and I'm the co-host, Stormy Skies. The podcast was created by Sam Odie and Stormy Skies and is directed, edited, and produced by Sam Odie. You can find Sam on Instagram at Sam is writing stuff. You can find Stormy on Instagram at the Stormy Skies. You can find the Real Horror Show podcast on Spotify, TuneIn, iTunes, Google Play Store, Pandora, and anywhere you like to stream your podcasts. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you're always in the know when a new episode comes out. Follow us on social media. You can find the Real Horror Show podcast on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook, and Blue Sky. We do more than just podcasts. We love to write and have plenty of great movie reviews and essays, all of which can be found on our website, realhorrorshow.com. We love hearing from our listeners. You can ask us a question or send us a movie request review by DMing us on social media, or you can even send us an email at realhorrorshowpodcast@gmail.com. Call for guests. Do you love horror movies? Are you a podcaster, a content creator, a movie lover, or anyone in between who is a listener to our show? We would love to have you as a guest on one of our episodes. Reach out to us via social media DM or email us at realhorrorshowpodcast@gmail.com. All of our podcast episodes featuring guests are listed on our website, realhorrorshow.com. We're so thankful for all of our listeners. You are the life force of our podcast, and we wouldn't really exist without you. Thank you all for making this podcast real and supporting us as we record every week. You can support us in different ways, such as liking and sharing our podcast episodes on social media. Giving us a review will help the podcast more than you know, and will help other listeners find it too. You can also donate to Real Horror Show by visiting our support page on our website, where you can make a one-time donation via PayPal, buy us a coffee with the buy us a coffee button, or explore a very interesting Amazon wish list. And any other pertinent news at this time?
The Substance is nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards.
Go!
Woo!
Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Was there another one that was nominated? Another horror movie?
Nosferatu got a lot in the technical categories.
Yeah, yeah, it did. Well, that's really great. Okay, so yeah, guys, if there was ever a reason to watch the Oscars, I guess this year is it.
Yeah,
Horror is coming back, baby, and people
hell
need to
yeah.
take it seriously, like for real. They act like it's some silly shit. No, it's serious,
I
serious
will say,
business.
Substance does get a little silly there at the end with the blood
Oh
waterfall, the blood
yeah.
geyser. But no, it's a good year for horror. Support horror at the Oscars. Woo, that's all I have.
Woohoo. Anyway, apart from that, we're wrapping up the last episode of The Haunting of Hill House, guys. So be sure to watch the finale and we'll talk about it next week. Anyway, our outro song is called Creepy Doll by Jonathan Colton, and it can be found at jonathancolton.com. Thank you, fuck off, and have a swell evening. This is Real Horror Show signing off.
Bye.
Bye bye.